Hey everyone, welcome back to the Serpent's Den. I'm Scoriox here, and this is where we talk everything Illuvium and ILV. Again, as you all know, I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. And if you want to help more people learn about the community and engage with Illuvium and ILV, please subscribe down below, leave a comment, whatever. Just do everything. I really appreciate all the support you guys give me. And let's get into it. So yesterday's video was about becoming a millionaire with ILV, but I wanted to take it one step further. How can you reach so much passive income that you can retire with ILV? Okay. Now, this is going to be really interesting. A lot of the figures are kind of similar to yesterday's video, but actually a lot less, because this goes far beyond 10 years. I've only got the stats up to 10 years, but you can see that some of those curves are really curving up and to the right. It's more about hitting a point where you can let it run itself. You don't really need to do anything or add any investment and things like that. So we're going to take a look at that, where being a millionaire really isn't everything. All right. Alright, let's dive straight into it. I know yesterday's video was a bit long, so I'm going to cut this one a bit shorter, okay? So, as you guys know, I have my calculator, and I've turned it into a monthly calculator. If you haven't watched yesterday's video, don't stress, I'm going to try and explain everything again. It's going to be a bit simpler this time though, so if you really don't understand, maybe you should watch the other video. It would really help you engage with this one better. Okay, so my calculator's been broken up into months, which makes it a lot more, I wouldn't say precise, but a lot more accurate in longevity and over time. And it really helps you see those trends quite nicely. And I'm definitely going to be building it out more in the future. So if you really like it, you really like all the work and everything I'm doing here to help you guys out, then please like down below. It all means a lot to me and I really appreciate it. So I've got my three major variables. How much sILV people are claiming, how much sell pressure that there is after people get their revenue distribution, so they're selling it back onto the market, and how much they're staking when they receive this money. Okay, and over time, even though it might be a 50% staking rate, it behaves very differently to the yearly one, because what happens is that it's just the money that is coming out from 12 months prior, and they're staking it for another 12 months. The decrease happens over time quite gradually. And you'll notice that the staking amount stays quite high in a lot of these scenarios. However, that's good because I think that's extremely likely. Like, for example, at the moment, most of, 10% of it is circulating. Pretty much everything is locked up in staking. And as people get the rewards, I don't think it's going to change. I think a lot of people are going to be smart enough to restake their tokens. The token price is going to be high, and the revenue and the staking rewards and revenue distribution, it's going to be a bit lower than it would be. Okay, but it's all good. Everyone wins at some point. All right, not financial advice. Okay, so as you guys know, I've built out my calculator so I can calculate a weekly investment, initial investment, and gas fees. And as I said before, you could split up the gas fees. So if you plan on staking every 2 months, your gas fees might be $25 because you just split those 2 months up. Rather than, I will down the road make it so that you can put in a gas free for each individual month and stuff like that. It's going to be wicked. I'm very excited. Okay, I've got all the revenue generated. This is based off the Blizzard numbers. I didn't mention that last video, but I really believe in these figures, so I'm going to stick with that. Okay, and you'd be surprised how little it changes when the revenue is, say, half of this, which is highly realistic. I think these are proper, and half of this is highly realistic. So it doesn't actually, it doesn't actually change that much. It's quite interesting stuff, but I will mess around with different figures in the future. Maybe a video where if the game sucks, how much money will you make or something, but the game is going to be amazing. I believe in it a lot, all right? I don't like to be a bear. I like to be neutral. But you guys know I'm very bullish in ILV. Just keep that in mind. I have a lot of money invested in this. Might not be a lot to some, but it's a lot for me. Okay. So what happens with this is each month you invest some USD into the SLP pool. You get there and you claim the rewards every month, and it goes into the ILV pool. And this happens every single month, and the APY decreases over time. This will fluctuate more than I have in my calculator, but it decreases over time, and then eventually the SLP pool ends at the end of 2023. Okay? And then you take all the money out of the SLP pool, you convert the Ethereum to ILV, and you put all that ILV back in the ILV pool. And when your future investments, your weekly investments, are now going into the ILV pool instead, as well as your revenue distribution and rewards and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, so that's how I get all this mathematics to show your increase in value over time. And it just happens slowly over time. Okay. But this is a monthly chart. So you can see that between these 2 months, your token value increased 5K. Now I can't tell you exactly why, just based on sell pressure and things like, and tokens unlocking and the circulating supply, and it's a lot to get into. So just trust that this is quite a nice representation of what could happen in the future. Obviously these numbers are never going to be perfect, but you never know. We might look back on it and be like, oh, he predicted the ILV price being this in like December, and he was spot on to the dollar. Okay. So that's that. Now I'm going to quickly jump into the charts and show you kind of what I came up with. So we've got the balanced system. And what this is we have 40% of people are selling their tokens when they receive it, 10% are claiming sILV, and half of them are staking their tokens. So the tokens are coming out of lock, everyone's deciding what to do, and then 50% of them are staking. Half, balanced. Okay? And if you invested $50 weekly and you had a $1,000 initial investment, your monthly revenue, your monthly passive income from this would be close to $1,000. Doesn't seem like too much. It's about 12K overall in the year. It's not too bad, but probably not what you're expecting. Okay, it's about half of your overall investment that you'd be getting back. But that investment was over 10 years. You're getting back far more than you're investing each week. Okay, you got $100 weekly and $1,000 initial investment. It didn't really change much. Okay, so just know that initial investment for this balanced scenario. But again, I'm going to tell you why being diversified and investing weekly and having an initial investment is valuable. The initial investment matters more for this balanced scenario. You can see here, you double your initial investment and you have the same weekly rate. Still, it's close to $1,000 monthly. Hasn't really changed too much. Okay, you want to get that initial investment up as much as you can. Okay. Wow, I'm saying okay a lot. That must be really annoying. I'm sorry. Okay. Did it again. All right, let's look at the bear market scenario. As you guys know, I love this one. ILV price stays low, everybody wins. If you believe in the project. That's what a lot of this stuff is, and that's what investing is. It's long-term gains. It's patience and long-term gains. So if you've invested $50 weekly and had $1,000 to begin with, then your investment goes up to like, what is that? Like 40K. All right, it's logarithmic scale, so it's like 30 to 40K. Monthly revenue. Monthly. You're making like $200-300 grand a year. It's probably more than that. I didn't do the math. But it's a lot of money. If you invested $100 weekly, this actually almost doubled. As I said in the last video, in the bear market, if ILV price stays low, weekly investments are going to give you a huge edge. And on the last video, it was about your holdings were only about 60-70% more. In this, you pretty much doubled it. You doubled your revenue every year. Okay? Worth considering, okay? It's interesting stuff. Okay. And if you had a bigger initial investment, didn't do quite as well as investing extra every week, but it did make a huge difference. So definitely don't discount that. If you have crypto gains from the bull run or something, it's just worth considering what ILV can do for you, especially if you think a bear market is coming. All right. Now, how much to retire? Looking at those figures, that was plenty to retire. So what is Scoriox going to show us now? I'm going to quickly show you this, right? This was some financial statistics for the average annual real wage in 2019. I, by all means, do not think that most Americans are earning this much money. That's quite a lot of money. I don't earn nearly even close to that, okay? The median wage per hour is $20. I honestly find that hard to believe. So I didn't really trust these stats in that way. And I know a lot of people aren't earning this much money, but I wanted to see what it would take to hit this much money, to hit about 65K, which is about $5.5 thousand every month. Right. So if I close that, so this is what it would take to hit those figures monthly. To hit 5.5K every month. If you invested $7,000 right now and a huge bear market hit and the ILV price dropped and everything, and you didn't invest anything weekly, then you'd be able to hit that in 10 years. You actually pretty much hit that straight away, and then it stays quite consistent because you're not investing weekly. All right. If you had a $400 initial investment, well, this can't be right. Oh, it's a balanced one. In the balanced scenario. So if ILV price is doing well and everything's going great, it actually takes quite a bit of a weekly investment to reach this. $400 every week. It's quite a lot. I know a lot of you people can't get to that, but as I said, the price is going to go in ebbs and flows, and it's a mixture of all these scenarios that's going to contribute to ILV. So definitely worth investing weekly, even if it's a tiny amount you're about to see. If ILV hit a giant bear market, your initial investment of $400 right now, you would be out earning most of America in 10 years, just in passive income. It's a lot to take in, I know, and not financial advice, but I really do think ILV is promising. So if you wanted to invest a tiny bag and just leave it there and reinvest your RevDiz, you could be greatly rewarded. Just worth thinking about. Now, if you were to just invest weekly to hit this same stuff, and ILV price and all the tokens and metaverse gaming and stuff was doing poorly, but people were playing the games, you'd only need to invest $12 a week. Now, I was talking about how you can reach that sort of thing last time. This time it's even easier. Let's say you had dinner 5 times a week, and now you have dinner 4 times a week, and in 10 years, you don't need to work anymore. That's the simplest way I can put it. People can find $12. I know it's not the same in every country. Maybe you do $6 a week. And while if your annual income was so low that you couldn't do $12 a week, then that would also mean that the passive income you need to retire would be a lot less as well. So worth keeping in mind. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and you learned something. It was a lot of work putting this all together, but I hope you guys got something out of it. That's all that matters in the end. All right. See ya.